am Caitlin. I'm Laura's occupational therapist, and Laura is my client. She is 34 years old with junior rheumatoid arthritis. She's been dealing with this diagnosis for approximately 30 years now. She's been coming to my outpatient clinic for approximately 4 sessions, and we've been working on a strategy called the back chaining strategy that is used for upper extremity dressing due to some new and increased pain that she has in her right shoulder. It's been causing her a lot of difficulties when she's been performing her ADLs in the morning. The back chaining strategy is a technique that therapists use for ADLs. Basically what you do is you start with the first few steps in the process the therapist assists the client with, and then from there the remaining steps the client will do independently by themselves, and as the client progresses the therapist will kind of backtrack and help with less and less steps until the client is able to perform the entire technique completely independently and on their own. So Laura, would you like to introduce yourself and talk about some of your conditions, what you've been dealing with?
Sure. Hi, I'm Laura. I've been having a lot of trouble lately with my right shoulder. I've dealt with pain for most of my life, but this is a really recent thing that's been happening, and it just really hurts for me to when I lift my arm up like this. And it's really been affecting me when I'm putting my shirts on in the morning, and also some of my other occupations and fun things that I like to do.
Okay, so regarding your pain, how are you feeling today? On a scale of like 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain in your right shoulder?
Well, it's about the same as last week.
Okay.
So probably a 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
Okay. And has that gotten better since we've begun the does it seem like the techniques are helping you throughout, like, does it help with the pain, to manage the pain throughout the day?
Yeah, it definitely does help, especially with my morning routines with
sure.
dressing and stuff.
Okay, good. All right, so I am going to kind of review, you've seen this before, nothing new.
Okay.
But this is, these are the images that we've gone through that are all the steps of the dressing.
Okay.
Last week, I helped you up through step E, which is where the client takes the shirt and already has their weak arm through it, and has now put their, I guess you would say, their strong arm also through it, and it's before they take, the collar, pull it over the head, kind of straighten it up, and then button the shirt finally. So I think this week, kind of for a new challenge, I'm going to back it up and only help you up through D2.
Okay.
And so I will help you kind of get your weak arm into the shirt, and then let you take it from here and see how you do. How does that sound to you?
That sounds good to me.
Good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so first go ahead and take your shirt. Remember to keep it laid on your lap inside out.
Oh, okay.
Basically, with the buttons facing up.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. All right, and then just kind of keep this relaxed. Okay. Don't, not to irritate it, move it around too much so you can use it throughout the rest of the day. Okay. So I'm just going to help you, and remember what you're going to do is you're going to take the right sleeve and kind of scrunch the sleeve up inside of itself so you can create like a nice little pathway.
Okay.
That's open for you. Okay. And then go ahead and take your left, no, remember you want to keep this still, remember, so you don't hurt yourself. So take your left arm, your good arm, and go ahead and support it, lift it up a little bit, not to cause too much pain.
Okay.
Go ahead and put it through. I'm just going to kind of work this sleeve up a little bit. Keep it there. Okay. Okay, and then what you're going to do, you're going to take it from here. I'll walk you through the steps, be your little reminder.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to put your left arm also through the sleeve.
Okay.
Okay. Have it all situated, and then you're going to take this part as well as the collar, kind of take it collectively, and keeping this shoulder still, I'll kind of be here as a reminder.
Okay.
But go ahead and take it, and you're going to flip it over your head.
Okay.
Okay. I'll help you. There you go. I'll help you a little bit adjust.
Okay. Just needs to twist a little.
Okay, adjust.
Okay.
Fix everything. Feel pretty comfortable?
Yeah, that feels good.
How is your shoulder feeling?
Doing good so far.
Good so far? Okay.
Yep.
And now I will ask you, I wanted to see how you did with a few buttons, but I know that sometimes your hands can be a little irritated with the arthritis. How are they feeling today?
Today they're doing a lot better.
They're doing better, okay.
Yeah.
If you could do just like 3 or 4 buttons for me. Just want to see how you're doing.
Okay.
Looks good to me. Very nice. Okay. It's almost like you're ready to go out on the town.
All right.
All right. So that's pretty much everything for today. Just remember that it is important. I know that sometimes you have some problems with dynamic balance and standing. Right. So for both safety and energy conservation, it is really important that you sit when you don a shirt. Okay. It'll help, to prevent falls, and it will also help conserve energy, so you can have enough energy to go out and be productive for the rest of the day. And then as well, it's okay to, both during this and in other activities, remember that it is okay to take rest breaks. Don't feel like you have to rush through the entire sequence to get your shirt on and out the door in a rush. Like, give yourself enough time to where if you are particularly tired on a certain day, if you're really fatigued, if your shoulder's a little bit tight that day, it's okay to, do, say, the first 3 or 4 steps. And then if you're tired or if you're uncomfortable, it's okay to take a break, even if it's for 5 minutes. You can sit there, just kind of take a breather, and then do a few more steps. If you have to take another break, that's okay too. And then it's also important to remember that you can take these rest breaks even when you go out. I know you said, last week you were talking to me about how much you love to travel and go out with your friends. And it's important to also implement these rest breaks in those occupations as well. If you're out with your friends and you're really tired, they'll understand if you'd be like, guys, I need to take a break, like I'm exhausted. Yeah. They'll sit with you, chat, have a good time. So just remember to implement those rest breaks and just stay safe and everything. Yeah. So do you have any questions about?
I don't think so.
Anything we went over today? Okay. No, well, then if you have any questions, practice this at home. If you have any problems with anything, kind of keep a mental note of it and bring it back to me next week, and I will address anything that you need to.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, I will see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.